Welcome back for a weekday update. In Los Angeles, an Amazon driver was caught defecating on a customer's front porch. The video submitted by the resident showed the driver wearing a blue Amazon vest drop off a package before later making the special delivery. The driver was immediately identified and terminated. So I guess it's true. Amazon does sell a lot of cheap shit.
News from Brazil. A Brazilian woman killed her husband and cut off his penis after catching him watching porn. She then served it in a bean stew and ate it. She did serve it in a bean stew as it was too small to cook on a spit roast and sliced tableside.
Delicious. A kindergartner in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, brought alcoholic Jell-O shots to school and shared them with their classmates. The children who consumed the shots were evaluated by the school nurse and then transported to the local hospital out of an abundance of caution. Officials didn't say if the students showed sign of intoxication, but it was reported that they wouldn't stop singing Sweet Caroline.
Bill Belichick, 72, and Jordan Hudson, 24, are now engaged. People are questioning whether true love can exist with that wide of an age gap. But one thing is for sure, she's the second person in his life to earn a ring by deflating his balls. This is attempted delivery.
Indianapolis! Sean Dick and Cheese.
Welcome back to Attempted Delivery. Thank you guys so much for listening.
And watching.
And watching, that's right.
And watching.
Yeah, we are live on YouTube now, so now I feel I'm abundantly aware of being on camera.
Oh my goodness.
More so than before.
Yeah. Yeah. Once it finally launched, I'm like, oh dear God. Like, I mean, we've been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for some reason, just it being audio, it feels so much more...
Feels more anonymous, kind of.
Insular, more anonymous, and now it's like, oh no, now there's like video proof.
Yeah, and we have jobs, so it's not like we can be like, that episode sucked, let's re-record one. I was picking my nose the whole time, I forgot. I have noticed in some of the episodes that I'm like playing with my hair. It seems like at like the half-hour mark, I don't know why I'm saying this, now anybody like watching can just go look, but I like start playing with, I don't know, it's just like a thing I do. I do it in just at open mics or anywhere in like restaurants. I do it all over, I don't know, I can't stop playing with my hair for some reason. But it's more...
It is quite luxurious.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I think I just have dry scalp. I think that's the problem.
I mean, it was a rude awakening. Like, I don't really identify as fat. Like, I grew up, like, really skinny, and then just, like, metabolism just hit a wall.
Yeah.
And you know, getting older and that kind of thing. And, like, I know what the camera adds... 20 pounds, but what fucking accounts for the other 250? Like, Jesus Christ.
You're not that fat.
It looks it on camera. Good Lord. So I think that's a wake-up call. Not my health. It's strictly vanity. Vanity.
Hey, whatever works, works.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, Stamp Tramps.
Hell yeah. So fucking Belichick. Why do I gotta cuss? I know I have to. I've edited so many of these, and I'm like,
Really?
Stop cussing. Like,
You want me
stop.
to write it down?
No, it's fine.
Almost made 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, almost. We're close. I said it in the monologue, so it doesn't even matter.
Oh, right.
But so Belichick.
Yeah.
They're getting married. I thought that's kind of weirder, isn't it? Like, it feels weirder that they're getting married, but I mean, that's great for them.
It's kind of weird of you to judge an age gap.
I'm not judging the age gap.
Just the fact that he's like in his 70s
No, it's
and
grosser
getting
because
married.
it's the other way around. It's only okay with the women being older.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm a feminist, okay. Yeah. It's just, I didn't expect that for whatever reason.
Right. Like, why bother getting married in your 70s? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I don't know why people bother getting married. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the age gap. I'm talking about marriage.
Fair enough.
I'm joking. Yeah, it's interesting. That is a really funny joke. It's also funny that the other joke was about a Brazilian.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's wife.
Oh, shit. I didn't even make that connection.
Giselle.
I just basically wrote 2 dick jokes.
Yeah, anyway.
I didn't know if anyone would get the spit, roast, and slice table side. It was a reference at the Fogo de Chao restaurant, like the Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh, that's
kind
even
of thing.
more specific. Yeah.
So I
I'm
didn't know
aware of that, but I kind of forgot about the restaurant that actually does that.
Okay, yeah, that was kind of the reference, but I didn't know if it was like, it was funny to me, but I was like, if no one...
Well, might not be.
That's why I really tried to like say Brazil twice.
Yeah.
to drive that point home.
I mean, I took it as like, I guess, what's that called? What would that cuisine be called? It's like South American cuisine, because like Jamaica also does the same, like similar things.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I wonder if that's like island cuisine.
I
have no idea. Yeah.
Me neither. I think we're beyond our depth.
Probably, yeah.
What you got going on this week?
Not much at all. I'm back to work. I was off last week.
Yeah.
So I just came back yesterday, which sucked. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Luckily, they took care of my route when I was gone, so I didn't have like a huge mess when I got back.
Right.
I even went in early, and there was like nothing. I'm like, oh, word, okay.
They had one dude kind of consistently doing it rather than like...
Yeah, I know they split it a couple times, but
yeah. But for the most part, one dude was running it, so that always helps when it's the same person.
Yeah,
unless that person's
I was gonna say
idiot,
it depends on the
but-
person.
But if you have somebody decent, then yeah.
Yeah. Or at least just consider it. It's actually they don't have to be good. They could be terrible. It's totally fine to suck. I don't care. I could care if I'm off work. I don't care what I really don't care what I come back to. But it does hit different when it's like stuff that's like not even reasonable.
Right.
Just shit that's like piled up. It's like you could just case that. Like it's really not. You could just
stuff
case
that's
that.
like their job. you
Yes,
know?
yeah. Yeah, it's just stuff that like is just kind of inconsiderate. Dude, put it in anywhere. Anywhere not in here that I don't have to deal with it. Throw it away in the trash. I don't give a shit what you do. You know what I mean? You can commit a federal crime all you want. I just don't want to deal with it. Be one of these people throwing mail in the dumpster if you have to. Whatever makes me not have to deal with your shit.
Well, speaking of work, I had a funny moment this morning
Yeah.
that made me
Tell somebody
laugh.
you wanted to bust in them again, or
No. But the wife is with the kid currently. So I really wanted to get her reaction too.
Yeah.
Because I think hers and yours will be similar to my reaction. So I had a supervisor come up to me this morning and was like, and she said, could you show me how to be so like go with the flow and even keeled and like not get frustrated and not get angry and
What, Route 9? Like me?
well, no, I mean, like, has that ever been me?
That's amazing. That's unbelievable that she has you, of all people.
And that's what I asked her. I was like, me? And she was like, well, yeah, you're generally pretty chill. And I was like, I'm about to set this mail on fire. Because we got our letter mail today that was all out of order. There's whole chunks that we had to relocate and move around. I was missing a whole chunk of it.
Did it ever turn up?
No, not even at the end of the day. So who knows where it is? I don't care. Hopefully it never shows
You'll
up.
get it in the raw mail and it'll be totally mixed up out of order tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're going to have a stack of letters to case in.
But I was like, yeah, I'm about to set this mail on fire. Like, even keel.
You're like fucking seething.
Right. She's never seen me rage out, I guess. I mean,
That's so
she is
funny.
newer to our office, so like...
Yeah, is it the one supervisor that's always doing the misters or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's hilarious that she's never been around. Why? Because it's not like you haven't done it while she's there.
She's obviously not listened to the podcast.
You're so even keeled. You always show up. You don't.
I ranted about Swiss cheese for like a good month. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really the one time not the one time, the probably the most recent time I'd had like kind of like a blow up at work. I remember getting like talked to about it, and I'm like, bitch, you talking to me?
Right.
The motherfucker right next to me loses his shit weekly. And you shouldn't even say anything. You say thank you for only doing it once.
Right.
But
Was she not there the day I walked out and left? Did not come back?
Well, this was like a while ago. This was a different lady. This was like forever ago.
Oh, no, I was talking about my lady
But yeah,
today. She was like, I was like,
I think she was, but maybe she wasn't. I don't know. I can't quite remember. I mean, to be fair, you were chill when you walked out, I think. I don't know. I don't even think I saw you. That's right, because I never even saw you there. You like texted me and was like, said something about having left.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. They don't know. But yeah.
good times.
No, and it's been like gorgeous weather the last 2 days in Pennsylvania. So like,
For sure.
I can't go. It's not like crazy hot yet. So it's the last 2 days were okay. I can't complain about being back to work just yet, but it does kind of feel like I didn't leave though. It's one of those. I still feel kind of good. I'm thinking tomorrow or maybe the next day I'll be back to like, oh, I don't feel like I had any time off at all.
Oh yeah.
Like it usually takes like a few days, and it's like, oh, I didn't.
Really?
Have
For me, it's like walking right back in. It's like, oh, it feels like I was just here yesterday.
It depends on the day. Monday was pretty light for a Monday. So it's like we haven't gotten like fucked. That mail out today was kind of annoying because it was out of order, but like, yeah, I can't complain that much. I mean, it's been like nicer.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I
true.
don't know. But, and then also we're like off next week.
Yeah,
So like that,
for sure.
like the fact that like I know it's like, all right, I only got to deal with this for one more week. May is really nice for me. Because I had this shit like my last week scheduled because I always take like a week off for our like for our anniversary for mine and Lori mine and my girl's anniversary.
Right.
But then it just like coincided, and then we have our New York trip next week.
Right.
So like and that was like a last minute thing. So it's like, oh, we're just like a week in between. Yeah. So my paycheck won't appreciate it, but because I won't be doing any overtime when I'm not here, so I'll just get paid regular straight time or whatever. But yeah, no, being off was pretty nice. Yeah, the first like few days I did a lot of editing for like the podcast and stuff, but then like Friday, I don't think I did shit on like Friday and Saturday.
Nice.
So that was sick to just literally do nothing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, you did mention it about our anniversary.
Yeah, I think we talked about it already.
Yeah, I think so. But this is going to come out a day before, so this is going to come out Thursday, the 22nd.
Yeah.
And our very first open mic was May 23rd, 2022.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Kind of wild.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. What have we learned? Nothing.
That apparently I'm a very even-keeled and
Yeah.
go with the flow kind of person.
It's a new thing. It's new. It's new you. Now you can't flip out. Now you're gonna go to flip out one day at work and be like, "Man, fuck her."
So, do you do anything for Lori on Mother's Day?
No.
Because she's a mother. Let me be clear. She has kids. That wasn't a dig.
I didn't even take it that way.
Okay,
That's funny.
cool.
That's how oblivious I am. You could have been insulting right now, and I wouldn't even have known.
No, I was being genuine. I don't know if like you guys did anything.
No, we did we? No, I don't think so. No, we just did whatever. Wait, when was Mother's Day? Last weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So last Saturday after work, I drove out. So it was Lori's daughter's. Her friend had a surprise. You guys got married party because they kind of like
Pittsburgh.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought you said New York.
Did I say New York? No, I meant Pittsburgh. That's my bad. And she like so. Lori went out. I guess that was Lori went out under the pretense. Well, she did help her with her garden, but under the pretense, I'm going to come out this weekend to help you with your garden or whatever. And then she took Ollie out.
Okay.
The dog. That's not a kid's name. That's probably a cute kid's name still. Ollie. Yeah. Oliver. That'd be kind of cute. But anyway, she took him out. Which is funny because it'd be like so weird for her to take him otherwise. But she said she said that I had a show or something, so I wasn't going to be around. So she just took Ollie with her, which is funny because we already did that when one weekend. The last time she went to Pittsburgh, I stayed home with Ollie, so it wasn't like But either way,
Right.
she went out. So she took my Tahoe out, and then I drove my mom. I was thinking about renting a car, but it was like, first off, rental places. You motherfuckers could just be open Sundays for literally making millions of dollars off of just loaning cars out that never break down and are super easy to maintain, and then you sell them. A super dope business model. You could just be open Sundays. You know what I mean? Like, you can kind of go fuck yourself and be open Sundays for a really reasonable time that people may need to drop their car off. And it's like, there was like one place, and it was just like trying to figure out like how to make it happen was just so annoying. It's like, you know what? Let's just drive separate.
I wonder if it's for religious reasons like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, right. It's for money. Right, yeah, religious for the money god. I'm trying to think of like the god of money, what that would be called, but yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Yeah, there was like one spot. I think it might have been like the airport, which is like reasonable or whatever. But there was only one place that was open on Sundays as opposed to the entire, like all of their little locations. And it was just like, dude, fuck off. Like, cause we didn't want it for another day cause we were headed back on Sunday. So I guess I could have drove it, but then I'd be driving two cars one way.
Right.
Yeah. So it was just like,
I guess you probably have to go to like an airport, basically.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I think that's where their one open location.
Okay.
Oh, and it closed by like noon. That's what it was, because it was open from like 9 to noon or something. And it's like, thanks, man. Thank you for this money I'm throwing at you.
Yeah, they're not religious. Those are church hours.
That's true. Yeah.
What if you need the rental car to get to church?
Exactly. Yeah. That's another. Yeah. Good point. Great point. Fuck them. Now it's just like, because I don't know, because it would have been kind of fun to like drive I don't know. I like driving. I like cars, so it's like if I don't even mind like renting a car, because then I get to drive like a new car. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my vice. It's not women, it's new cars.
Fair enough.
It's driving different vehicles. Like being inside them. It's always a new experience.
Right.
Haven't been with
new woman smell doesn't quite hit the same.
Gross. But yeah, anyway, so after work I went in like early, well, on time, but I went in like early and stuff on Saturday, made sure I was like there to get my shit done. And then luckily it was light last Saturday. Like it was like a really nice day for like mail volume. So I left. I forget what time I got done, but I ended up getting out there, or I got home. I had time to like take a shower and get out there. And so I was meeting, it was like 30 minutes towards us from Pittsburgh, from where she lives. So I went out, so I didn't have to go as far. So I was like, all right, well, I'll meet you guys at the party, like the surprise party or whatever. And so like I said, Lori took the Tahoe and she took Ollie, which this was like his first long trip in a while because he wasn't doing so good with the car for like a while. But he did like great. He was like really anxious on the way out, but she gave him like a Trazodone. And which we have because he hates fireworks, so we drug him whenever there's going to be fireworks. But I think that she thinks.
Do you ever like feel anxious and pop one, try one out?
No, I wonder how many it would take. If it's for dogs, it's probably for. I probably have to do a dosage just to feel it. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
I don't know, maybe I will take him now because I don't think he's going to need him anymore. But I don't mind if I do. Take one for the podcast, make it the worst podcast ever. But yeah, so she took him out, and which is sick because he did really well. We think that it was actually the Trazodone that just made him anxious because he was like high or shit or whatever. But anyway, she took him out. He did well. So I went there, and I was like trying to time it because I'm like, all right, so what time? Because like we were supposed to be there at 5:30, and I'm like, well, I don't want to like be there when they're arriving because then I might spoil. I mean, it would be like what 30. I mean, it'd be like a minute early,
right?
But still,
yeah.
And in hindsight, definitely because they took like a video of them walking into the backyard. So like, yeah, that would have fucked that up pretty good,
right?
But it's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm just visiting somebody up the street. Like, I don't know how. There's no way to play that off.
Right. My show, it was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, my show was in Pittsburgh. That's actually what I was gonna say. I think.
Really?
I think I was like, worst case scenario, I'm just gonna be like, I had a show here. What are you doing here? Oh, you live here? That's crazy. But she, so we got it. So I was like, all right, well, I don't want to be there at 5:30 because, and then I was also like, well, they might be like late because they don't know. They just think they're going to hang out with their friends. So they might not be on time. I probably wouldn't be. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make sure. Anyway, I left with time to like 3 hours exactly to like get to Pittsburgh before 5:45. And I got there like early. I got real lucky on the drive out. Like there were some people that were not driving slow, so I got to follow them and let them get pulled over if they got pulled over.
Nice.
And so I made it there in like I think it was less than 3 hours.
Nice.
But then I was like early, so I'm like, all right, let me just get gas. And then I got a case of beer at the gas station that I was at. I was like, fuck it, this works. So when I got there, they were like not there yet. But I saw Lori's daughter. Her other daughter. She drove out also. So I went into the party or whatever. And then Lori was there, and this was like late. This was like 6 o'clock, I think. So she was like, they were like way late, and she's like, I don't know what they're doing. She's like, I just said I was gonna take Ollie to the park. So she just like left and was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the park now with the dog for some reason, even though we don't do that. But yeah, anyway. So on the drive to the party, Lori was driving my Tahoe. Fucking power steering goes out.
Oh.
So she's in like downtown Pittsburgh, driving out of town 30 minutes with no power steering. She said sometimes it was like kicking on, so it would get on. So she was like, she would be in the middle of a turn and it would like kick on. So she's like oversteering like a motherfucker. And so then once everybody shows up and everybody's like situated and stuff, I think I ate a little bit. I ate something. So I went out to like work on the Tahoe. And so I'm like trying to figure out, I'm like using ChatGPT to like, all right, what do I check or whatever? So it's like, okay, check the pulleys, check all the pulleys. They all spun. So it's like, all right, well, check the bottom one. That's like the harmonic balancer. So check that and make sure that's not too loose. I'm like, okay, well, and I explained like how tight it was. And it was like, no, that sounds like perfectly fine. So that's weird. So I'm going through the list, and then Lori had come out to like just to check on me. And then 2 people from the party came out, and he was like, hey, do you guys need any help? I'm like an engineer or whatever. I'm like, yeah, man,
Sure.
check it out. And he's like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah, the belt is just like slipped off, so we can just like put it back on or whatever. I'm like, son of a bitch. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, fuck, this happened before. I already did this before because I knew exactly how to turn. So I'm like, I put the ratchet on like this. It's a pulley. It's called the tensioner pulley. And I just like bent it and we put the belt back on and it was like perfectly fine.
Nice.
I'm like, fuck, I literally did this before. How did I forget doing this? But I was like, and I was showing him like what I was doing on ChatGPT, and I was like, dude, I think I was like one of the next things I would have tried.
Right.
And it sucks because before I left, like left the party to like go out to the street to try to fix it, I was gonna make a joke like, hey, does anybody work on cars? And I just was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna say anything. Right. And if I would have did that, he probably would have been like, yeah, I do. And he probably would have came out and it would have been like 5 minutes, but instead it was like 20 to 30 minutes of me fucking around. But no, apparently it's just like I mean, it happened once before, but it was because I lubed something, and you can't get stuff on the belt because then it'll slip off.
Clip that. Because out of context, that was hilarious. I got a little something on my belt. I don't know what you...
Damn it. All right.
Sorry. Go
Fucking
ahead.
people who don't know Connor. But like last time it happened because I like it got like lube, I'm just gonna say it again, lube on the belt or whatever, and so it slipped off everything. But this time I don't know why it happened, but either way it was like, damn. So I guess this is just something I should look forward to or look at every once in a while to make sure. Maybe like the tensioner pulley's like wearing out, but that felt super tight when I like pulled it. So I'm like, I don't think. Yeah, now I'm trying it. I'm trying it now. But no.
Power bottom steering.
Nice. Power bottom steering.
Yep.
Hold on to this belt loops. But yeah, so that was that trip. I'm trying to think if anything else happened my week off. Nothing really. Didn't do any comedy. Because one day I started working on stuff like for like the video drop and everything, just like editing shit, and I was just like, not even close to done. And I'm like, I knew somebody else was guest hosting, so I Jesse James Martin, and I'm like, all right, I don't need to be there, so I'm good to like bail this week, and then eventually ended up bailing on like Thursday, because by then I was like, because Lori took off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so I like was working a lot Monday through Thursday, and a little bit on Thursday earlier, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna hang out with you. I'm fucking banging out, or I'm not gonna go to the open mic or whatever. But yeah, I live in Ed. I mean, we didn't do shit actually, which was nice. It was fun to like just go to dinner every night. It was not. It was expensive. That part isn't fun. But yeah. Oh yeah, I went to the Horse Inn like twice. Which is that restaurant in Lancaster I really like. It's like upscale a little bit, so it's like a little bit more expensive. But her son actually paid the second time because we're watching their dogs right now. Nice. But they make this fucking. If you guys have time, I don't know why I'm looking at the camera like Kate is filming or something. Kate's our producer now. BB's our producer. But if you guys fucking go out there. They have like a chicken and waffles right now, but it's like a fried like half chicken. So it's like a whole half a chicken fried on a Belgian waffle with this like spicy like syrup and like a side of like blue cheese coleslaw.
Oh, weird.
It's fucking fantastic. It's so good. Yeah.
Not a fan of spicy, but
no, it's not that spicy though. I think even you would be able to handle this because it's like sweet spicy.
Alrighty.
You know what I mean? Kind of like do you ever have hot honey?
Maybe.
Okay.
I actually don't think I have. But.
Yeah, it's like that level of spicy. So,
Not too bad.
Yeah, you should probably be able to handle that. But
I still just generally don't want it.
yeah.
It's usually like spice is something that like I'll deal with if it's not that bad.
So do you like
but
hot
I rarely
wings?
see
Do you like chicken wings?
mild buffalo wings.
Okay, so you like some spice. I mean, you
But
mild.
that's not really like
It's
hot.
spicy.
It doesn't really burn. I don't. You know what I mean?
and
Like,
this wouldn't burn at all. Like this is like hot honey or whatever syrup usually isn't like that spicy.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's never something that I like purposely seek out.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
know.
funny.
That might be a whole conversation for another food rant podcast. We don't have to get into that right now, but, because I'm a go with the flow person. I'm a changed person apparently, so I'm not going to rant about that.
So how was your even keeled week?
Actually, I was asking about Mother's Day. I think I kind of crushed it this year.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn, but the wife was like, "I want a picnic on Mother's Day," so I actually we got married in a pavilion in 2010, and at a park in York. So I actually rented out that pavilion just for us.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
to make sure like no one else would be around there.
Yeah.
Like, cause there's like grills, there's like so like I didn't want like other families to be in that pavilion.
Yeah.
So I actually just rented it out so we'd have it. To ourselves.
Sick.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun watching the kid run around kind of free range because it's wide open park.
Wide open enough that you can catch her if she starts to run too much.
Right. She immediately just started like bolting. But what's cool is that there's a dog park there, so she got to see a lot of dogs walk by, and she loved that. So it was fun. But yeah, I was proud of that move. I thought it was a good move.
Yeah. Nice. What'd you make for the picnic?
I actually ended up just picking up food.
Oh, nice.
Got like some fried chicken and some sides and stuff like that. Stuff that would be easy to eat.
Yeah.
And then we went to a Mexican place at for dinner that night.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Pretty low key.
Even keeled.
Yeah. I had a few things to bring up.
Well, I'll say this is funny that I was just thinking about like the you have like baby what do they call it, child-proof stuff all over like stuff, and I just thought you need to put one on here after that story about the kids taking Jello shots to work
That's
to
hilarious.
school. Yeah, it's correct. Kindergartner is wild.
Kindergarten, right?
And now I'm realizing, I just thought I wrote this down because I couldn't. It was weird that they mentioned it, but now I'm realizing why it's weird. I'm now realizing why they said this in the article. In the article, they said, it remains unclear whether the children brought them willingly or whether a parent was involved in packing them. And now that I'm thinking of it, it's because it's a kindergartner.
Right.
That's why
right.
they said. Because I was like, why would they even include that in the article? And I'm like, because they're very small. I was picturing like an elementary schooler.
Right.
Yeah, that's different.
Did apparently
And how many?
purposely send them along, or did the parent have Jello shots in the fridge and the kid was just like, ooh, Jello shots, threw them in the backpack or something?
God,
like that.
I
You know
hope
what I mean?
so.
It
has to
never
be.
know.
It can't be.
You never know.
Like we really appreciate our teachers. Send them. Don't try these yourself. You gotta give them the miss. I almost said my kindergarten teacher's name. That's crazy. I don't even know if she's still alive.
Nice.
I wouldn't know. But my original joke for that was what was I gonna say? I was gonna say the hospital said that there was they couldn't release like details on like the kids' conditions, but they did say that they were very cool or something like that, or like
Right.
they were super cool. But I was like, that's stupid. Yeah, and I was also wondering how they could tell that they had. I guess they were handing them out. I wonder how they could tell that they had alcohol in them. They must have been some strong Jello shots, because usually, like a lot of times, you don't even smell the alcohol in Jello shots, right?
Right. But I'd imagine the kid's behavior, like it probably only takes one to like
I wonder.
to fuck up a
Yeah, they didn't
kindergartner.
say. It literally did say that they didn't. They didn't say whether or not they. The other thing they said, they didn't say if the students showed signs of intoxication, but they also said that they didn't report on how much they consumed or whatever.
But it was funny that the entire kindergarten class walked out of school and went to McDonald's.
Yeah, it's funny too. Yeah, and I couldn't think of a better. I think "Sweet Caroline's" probably the best song. I couldn't think of a better bar song.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Maybe Piano Man.
That was my second one.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Because that one, I was like, I almost went with Piano Man because I think it's the better bar song.
Right.
But just because it's like a classy bar song. It's not like fucking a bunch of white college kids singing "Sweet Caroline." It's a bunch of
Right.
white alcoholic middle-aged people singing
Right.
Piano Man.
I think SNL did a skit like that. I don't remember the whole skit, but I remember Tom Hanks was on
Oh, really?
and they were all singing, and they were making fun of that, like no one knew any of the words except for Piano Man. So it was like, Piano Man.
That's
and
funny. That's good. Yeah, it's good. That is good. Yeah, and I tried to. I was like, all right, well, maybe I can find a better one. So I typed in like bar songs, and it was so annoying. It just showed a bunch of like. Well, first I said drinking songs, and then it just showed a bunch of songs. It was a bunch of like pop songs that are like current. I'm like, that doesn't. You come on. Why would that be? And it was like, hey, these are like the top 5 like drinking songs. I'm like, no, they're not. One was like Chappell Roan. I'm like, that. Okay, no offense to Chappell Roan, but she is not she's not a drinking song. That's stupid. I don't care what's in the clubs right now. We're talking about drinking songs. Like,
right.
Piano Man definitely was like my number 2, and I almost went with it. Sweet Caroline. And then there were some that were like more niche that were just too long. Like one I was thinking of, like Friends in Low Places by Toby Keith, just because that's like, you know what I mean? I mean, we're in central Pennsylvania, so.
Yep.
But do you have fucking, I guess you don't go out to bars too much.
Yeah, not unless I'm doing a show or an
true.
open mic.
What I'm thinking of, like when I used to play Touch Tunes all the time. I have like frequent plays on Touch Tunes and shit.
Right.
Just thinking.
You know who you should ask? DJ Jackie Ben, right?
Yeah, I bet she has some.
That was the name, right?
Yeah, DJ Jackie Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out. You should ask her
What her go-to drinking songs are. Yeah, I bet she has some. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I couldn't think of any better ones, so I think Sweet Caroline was the right move.
Word. Well, some. Back to the kid real quick.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying a whole lot more words,
Yeah.
and it's like absolutely adorable. But she's also like pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
And there was a moment. Was it last night or the night before? It might have been last night. I've been trying to get her to eat spaghetti, and she kind of like never did. But the other night she did, and then she hadn't like a couple nights because it's something that she'll eat.
Yeah. You just want to clean up messes.
Yeah. Well, she was perfectly fine. She was eating with her hands. It wasn't like as what you would expect.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't like covered. It wasn't in her hair. But she has been doing this thing with food, even food that she likes. She'll like kind of like take it and like if she's kind of close to being done, she'll just start like throwing it on the floor.
Uh-huh.
So first time she does it, and then I like pick it up and be like, "We don't throw food on the floor, kiddo." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then it goes back and forth a couple times, and I'm like, "We don't do that. It's wasteful." And then you're making me clean it up.
Yeah.
And then this bitch, she looks at me like Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction drinking the Sprite. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
he's just like staring down while he's drinking the Sprite.
Yeah.
She gives me that stare. Doesn't even look at the spaghetti. She gives me that stare, picks up a handful of spaghetti, and just throws it on the floor. Like, fuck you. I'm like, God
that
damn.
is a tasty noodle. Her first words are motherfucker.
Right. I was like, do I look like a bitch? Like, what is happening here? Like,
Yeah, you're not intimidating to her at all.
no, no. She rules. She rules the house. But two things this week. One tragic and one the opposite of tragic. So George Wendt.
Oh yeah,
Norm.
Yeah, I found
Norm
out about
from
that
Cheers.
today.
Yeah, me too. I think he actually just died today.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, and I was picturing like literally before I came here, Lori was like, "Norm died." I was like, "Fuck."
Right. And I was reminded because I looked it up and the Wikipedia shows when he's born and all that. We share a birthday.
Oh,
Ever
that's
since
right.
you remember, I had that joke.
Yeah, you need to bring that joke back. Oh, now it's a little relevant.
Yeah, I did it close to my birthday at the Zone this
Yeah.
past year, and for the first time ever, it actually got something.
Yeah, that's a funny joke.
Because that was one of those jokes that when I would try to do like self-deprecating stuff, it like kind of came off like sad.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe I just told it better.
I was gonna say
I'll
you
try it
might
out
just
again.
deliver. There's some jokes that like they just don't work for a while, and then like all of a sudden they start to hit better, and I'm like, I think I'm just delivering it better.
Right.
I think I'm just doing a better job at comedy.
It's weird how certain jokes kind of ebb and flow like that. Like ones that have always killed, like start getting nothing, and then
Yeah.
and then that one I had tried maybe 3-4 times, never got much.
Yeah.
Maybe an awe,
Yeah.
but like it actually got a little bit of reaction. So maybe I'll try it again. Maybe I'll try
Yeah,
it
I
again.
think that one's good, especially because it's kind of still evergreen. Because it's still everybody knows these people. At least you can explain who the people are.
Sure.
like,
Yeah, they're
quickly or
celebrity.
whatever.
It's celebrity birthdays.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he passed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like sudden. I mean, he was older. He's 76, I
yeah.
believe.
Still a little early.
Yeah. I don't have much to say on it beyond
He
beyond
didn't.
that.
He didn't really do. Well, yeah, he didn't really do much. A lot after that. I mean, I guess when you're on a show like that, it's like you can pick and choose what you do for the rest of your career.
Right. He did
Pretty
have
sick.
appearances. I think there was like some movies. He also did like stage stuff, like Broadway, and he did.
That's
so
cool.
he's definitely still worked.
Yeah.
And I had a Mandela effect moment
Yeah.
earlier because I was like, I kept seeing like, yes, star of Cheers also appeared here also, and I wasn't seeing anything about Toy Story, and I swear that he was Mr. Potato Head, but apparently that was Don Rickles, and I was like, there's no way I would have confused those voices.
Yeah. When you say that, it kind of does it does make me remember that Don Rickles was Potato Head.
Right, and I did not remember that. I swore that he did some voice in Toy Story. I know
Yeah.
John Ratzenberger,
Yeah.
Cliff Clavin, was the pig.
Uh-huh.
But I swore that because I remembered them. I remembered thinking,
How
it's
funny
cool
it
that
is.
they're
Yeah.
both doing voices in this movie. Nope,
I think you even said that on the podcast before.
possibly.
Yeah.
possibly.
Because I remember you telling me that.
But no,
Yeah.
it. Apparently, he was never attached to Toy Story in any way.
hilarious.
And I just
He was a
remembered
producer.
it differently. Right. Yeah, I didn't have much beyond that. But the other thing I want to bring up, Jim Morrison's head came back after being lost for years. Not his actual head. So he's buried in Paris. That's where he was living when he died. He had left the doors. He moved to Paris, wanted to just write poetry, and so him and I don't know if they were actually married, but Pam, it was was his longtime girlfriend. I don't know if they ever actually got married. Maybe they did, but anyway, on his grave, there's like all kinds of graffiti. It's like kind of like a destination spot.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of people
pretty
go
sick.
there. They would like drink, smoke, and like that kind of thing.
Damn,
actually,
I gotta remember that if I ever go to Paris.
yeah, for sure. The thing that I read said that on one of the anniversaries of his death, they actually had to like tear gas people out of there because there was just so many people.
That's sick.
Yeah. But apparently, like almost 40 years ago, there was a statue, like a bust of him on the grave, and apparently it was stolen. And then some recent investigation that had nothing to do with it, they just kind of like stumbled across it,
Yeah.
and was like, "Oh, this has been missing for 40 years."
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah,
That's
I
so
guess
funny.
They have to figure out like what condition it's in and that kind of thing.
They could
But,
put it back.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I think the family did replace it
Okay.
in some way. But yeah,
Man.
the original one has been found.
That's really interesting. I want to know who fucking took it. That's crazy.
Yeah, it didn't give any info.
How dare
it,
you.
It was some like financial investigation,
weird.
something weird. So, that kind of thing would
It's
have to
probably
be like
on
black
go-
market. Like,
Maybe.
you can't really sell it publicly.
Yeah, that
it's
makes
stolen
sense.
property. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, that's-
somebody who buys it can't really like display it because it's stolen property.
That's at
so,
their house. I would be totally down with that. Fucking stolen artwork in your
Right.
house. That'd be enough for me, just having it.
Right. I've been fascinated about there was a whole podcast on it, and they actually recently got some updates to it. It was this podcast called Empty Frames up in Boston. I want to say in the 80s. I could be off,
Yeah.
by 10 years or so, but I think it was in the 80s. There's I think it's Isabella Stewart Gardner. It's a Gardner Museum in Boston, but it was like the largest heist in history. It was, I don't remember all the artists, but all the famous artists like had artwork in there. And it was a really strange, heist because all the artwork was literally like cut out of the frames
Oh, wow.
rather than taken out gently and rolled up
Yeah.
or taken with the frames. They were literally cut out of the frames.
I guess that's easier to transport.
True, but then it immediately devalues it.
Yeah. Or
Not completely.
there's this legendary heist
Right.
that makes it even more valuable because it's fucking.
Well, right. But they get into all that, like possible motives. It was probably inside help.
Big inside job.
Yeah, and I listened to this podcast like maybe 2 years ago. But they actually like updated with a new episode or two, like recently with like new. So it's super fascinating.
Yeah.
Because at first it was just like, oh, it's just like stolen artwork. It's super valuable, but then like it's really hard to sell. You can't sell it publicly. Whoever buys
exactly.
it can't like say, hey, I have this like hanging in their house.
And you sell it to like some Saudi billionaire
Right.
because then they don't give a fuck. So
Right.
you're not gonna. Nobody's gonna go get it.
Right. But then there was I don't need to rehash this whole case, but I just thought it was really fascinating because then they started talking about other motives that weren't financial, and that started to kind of make more sense. Like somebody, it was kind of like a protest of sorts.
Yeah.
Without
could be
getting
it,
into
yeah,
it, but that would make sense if they were just looking to destroy it and then
Yeah.
leave the empty frames there, kind of as like a,
Kind of badass, actually. To be honest with you.
Yeah. But it was like hundreds of millions.
Yeah, because you
of
can just get
dollars
smaller
worth of
frames and they look fine.
art. True.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like a pretty dope idea.
Right.
Mona Lisa doesn't need all that blank space around the edge.
True. But yeah, I just thought that was fascinating. If anybody's into that kind of shit, empty frames, like it's kind of a true crime thing,
Yeah.
is the name of the podcast. And it I don't know. I just found it fascinating. But,
Yeah. No, it is interesting. That's definitely a gangster way to steal somebody's artwork.
Right.
Fucking cut it out of the frames.
So comedy.
Hell yeah. I haven't been doing much.
What's it?
I said I haven't been doing much. I didn't do any last week.
Okay. So I did a show. Earl David Reed had hit me up earlier in the week asking if I was available Sunday or Saturday night rather. And you had a show that was supposed to be on Saturday night.
Yeah.
With Lennon and Manny, Lennon Free, Manny Santiago. And it was funny, the day of, Earl sent me a message to be like, hey, I don't need you tonight. Actually, I had another show of the book that was canceled and I had to put these other two guys on. And you had sent me something earlier that like your show was canceled. I did not put two and two together.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I wonder, I think I texted you like, I wonder who they are. I wonder if I know them. Because he just he knows I know them, so I don't know why he wouldn't just say like, you know, Lennon and Manny or Kevin. But he's just like, yeah, these two guys. I was like, I wonder if I know them.
That's so funny.
And then you were like, it's Manny and, and Lennon. But yeah, it was Southside Grill up in.
That's actually when I decided not to go to the Zone on Thursday. When that got canceled, because I was I think it was Wednesday when he said that they it got canceled or whatever. So I was like, sweet, I'm not gonna go then, because I was gonna go on Thursday just to be, you know what I mean, just to I don't want to say knock the rust off because it had only been like a week, but but to just to work on something, you know what I mean,
get on stage. Yeah, I mean that.
Just to get on stage. But yeah, then I was like, I'm not going to do it. I think I'm going to go.
Right. So yeah, it was, got up there. It was about hour 15 away. It wasn't too bad.
I saw a picture. It looked like a cool place.
It was a very cool place. It was a very cool. Oh, so after he said, I don't need you, then he like immediately texted, on second thought, come out. I'll still give you some time.
Yeah.
So I've been doing 15. I just did 10.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a really cool place. It had like a tiki vibe. There's like,
I was gonna say it looked beachy. Yeah.
Yeah. There's indoor and outdoor sections. It was kind of confusing. I got there. Earl was already there. He was in his car. Just said, "What's up?" And then I went in to check in. And I kind of walk in, and there's pretty like close seating, like bar with some tables. And I was like, I don't see where a comic would go here unless they're standing on the bar. And then I look over to the right and there's like different rooms like with games and stuff like that. So I kind of walked through there and I was like, is this where the setup for the show? And then I finally come back to the bar that's kind of like in the center and then realize like people are coming from this other room. And then I go through this door and then there's this huge space with another bar and a big tall stage.
Nice.
And it's pretty cool. Like, so a bunch of tables, stage, and then to the side of the stage, it was a little weird. It was outdoor and anybody I guess could go up there, but it is side stage. So like there was a band after Earl, after the comedy, and they had like set up sound check. They had all their gear on stage and then they were just like chilling there, but it was the same level as the stage.
Yeah.
So it was like you could look at the comic and then just look at the band chilling. It was,
funny,
you know what I mean? It was like an outdoor, and that space was outdoors.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of like an outdoor green room, basically, but not really. I guess
That's
anybody
funny.
could go up there. But we hung up there. It was raining a little bit, but not too bad.
Oh, nice.
And there was a covered part. So, but it was.
The band like it?
I think so. I think so.
They heckle you the whole time?
No. I don't know how they felt about it. They liked Earl. They laughed. I don't know if they laughed at me at all. With Man and Lenny, they were laughing. Some of them laughed at everything. But I think one or two of them was just like, I don't want to sit through an hour and a half or 2 hours of comedy. I came here to play a show. I want to play a show. So
I wonder if they like asked them, hey, can you guys do sound check like that early? That's like, is that early to do a sound check and then sit there and wait to go up? Well, I guess not.
It would be if there wasn't like comedy going on in between.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
If it was just their show.
You guys being up there is kind of like having two opening acts at a concert. So
Right. So they kind of needed to do that.
Yeah, true.
Because they
You're
couldn't
right. Yeah.
do it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, they were all set up. I went up first and did 10. I thankfully asked Lennon, I was like, can somebody go up and bring me up? I haven't had really good luck with people who aren't comics or hosts, just kind of half-ass bringing me up.
Yeah, it's
And
almost
like,
worse than just going up cold.
Right.
You almost like would rather at least, or at least like endearing or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I'm trying to think of. I know when I hosted the one, it was actually at Fringe Fest up at 0 Day.
Mm-hmm.
Theo, the guy who runs 0 Day, owns 0 Day. I don't want. I think he's the owner.
Okay.
It'd be hilarious. He's not even. He was like, oh, I'm just a bartender. No, but the guy who owns it went up and like said like a few things and like made a couple like jokes or whatever, and it was like endearing and like fun. But like if that works, but if it's somebody who's like really awkward and not comfortable at all being up there,
and it's no fault of their own. It's just not.
No, yeah,
it's just not what they do.
And it's like
not
literally
their
worse
experience.
than a host just going up cold at that point.
Right.
Because it's like I would rather just start.
Yeah. So Lennon gave me a good introduction. I came out. We had I forgot to like discuss a light with him. I knew I was doing 10. So what I did, I hate taking my phone on stage.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it with the set list for this very reason. But I was like, well, I'll record it and have my phone up there, and then I can look at the recording for the time. And my battery was kind of low, and it kept fucking dying. So I kept having to fucking wake it up, and I was like, God damn it, I look like an idiot. I'm trying to wake up my phone, and it looks like I'm waking it up.
You
to
should have set a
like,
timer,
jokes.
then you would have vibrated or something.
Well, I didn't think about it. I just was like, oh, I can look at the recording time. But anyway, I just get going. I realized quickly if I went too far forward, the mic was a little hot and it would feedback a little bit. So I just realized I had to pull back, and then that was fine, no big deal. And then I was getting some pretty good reactions. I was flubbing some words. I straight up like forgot a word, and I was like, the vaccination joke. I forgot the word vaccination. I was just like, I just complete brain fart. I don't
Shot. Someone's like, woohoo! Like not that. Fuck.
right. I mean, it was fine. I think I did fine for the most part. I was getting a good response. Some stuff didn't hit, but some stuff did, and I was happy with it. But just I was bummed that I was kind of flubbing stuff. It just felt sloppy.
Yeah.
And I think it's just not getting up often enough. But overall, it was cool. And then we do like the leapfrog thing. So I brought up Manny. He did great. And then he brought up Lennon. I finally got to see Lennon do some of the music.
Shit.
He didn't do all of it.
Okay.
Because like I did 10, I think Manny did 15, 20, I think Lennon did 20, 25. So like he didn't do his full music set, but he did he did quite enough to
he did his closer.
It was hilarious.
Closer's unbelievable.
Yes. And
we can't even say it, but it's
I'm not gonna ruin it, but it's amazing. And I was like, and I told him afterwards, like, that is hilarious because you fully commit and do the entire song.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
It's literally as good as the original. It's unbelievably good. It's so crazy.
And it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And everyone got it like immediately, especially the band.
Yeah.
They like, and
I mean, that's funny.
And it was one of those things that it keeps getting laughs.
Yeah.
Like he could just do like a first couple lines and like that's the joke. But it just keeps getting funnier because he commits and does the entire thing. But that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I forgot you haven't seen it yet because that's right. Because the one show that you went to, he had already gone up or something. Yeah, that's right. He was at Burning Bridge.
Right,
he had already gone up, and you missed him.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm glad you got to see that. It's awesome.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah, I told him. I think a couple times I told him like, dude, you have like a really good voice.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
for sure.
You should also do music. Like,
yeah. P.S. Lennon, if you ever want to record a comedy music album, I'll record it for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then he brought Earl up, obviously, and then he did his thing and crushed, obviously, like he does. And yeah, it was a cool, fun experience. Like I said, it was a little weird going back to doing 10. Because now I'm getting used to 15, and now I'm like, okay, so what am I going to cut? And trying to, trying to think on the fly. Like, I should do better about having my stuff timed for one.
Yeah, it's very helpful to know how long each joke is.
I'm an asshole. I'm so lazy that I don't do that. I can kind of go by feel now.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is Len was like, "Oh, you came off a little early." Excuse me. Like I said, I didn't see the light, but I woke my goddamn phone up.
Yeah.
And it was at about 8 minutes 30.
Okay.
And then I did the picture joke that I've kind of been closing with a lot of times because it usually gets a pretty big pop. So, which I'm not gonna be able to do it forever, unfortunately. But anyway, unless I rewrite it. But I did that one, and I kind of draw that one out for a while. I was like, that's got to be at least a minute.
Yeah.
But I don't know if maybe I started my recording too late or early or whatever. But he said I had like another minute or so. So I was like, damn, there was a couple more I wanted to do and could have done them, but it made me realize I have to get better at actually like timing my stuff, so I can build a set time wise, not just okay, this joke works after this one. But
do you have a recording of you doing 20? Like, did you record like your last show? Like the show before this one?
I don't think.
I was gonna say, if you recorded it, you can just time it.
No, I did record it and I immediately deleted it because that was the one where I ate shit at that country club.
Okay,
or the whatever that was.
I thought you did one after that in between, didn't you? Because didn't you say that you were glad that you got to do? Oh, the Aaliyah show. That was only 10 minutes anyway.
It was actually only like 7 or 8, I think.
Oh, weird.
Or no,
Okay.
it might have been close to 10.
That's right.
But
That's what I'm
anyway.
thinking of. Yeah.
I do have some recordings of like a 15 minutes. It's just not being lazy and actually just doing the extra work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been trying to like not do that and be loose, but maybe I'm too loose and it kind of comes off sloppy. So I just have to tighten up a little bit. But overall, I was happy with it, and if it pushes me to then actually do this work, then it was a success. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I always hate coming off like too early. 'Cause like, I mean,
right.
Especially when you had the material. It's not like you didn't have it, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have
and see,
on my paper, I have probably 20 to 25. I've never gotten to do that whole list.
Yeah,
the one I was showing you earlier. I've never gotten to do that entire thing.
Yeah.
Because my longest set so far is 15. So like, I want to start doing longer sets, but I'm still doing these 7-minute spots, 10-minute spots.
Yeah.
So rather than just trying to look at that whole list and in the moment say, I'll do that one, I'll do that one, I should have like a 10-minute set. You know what I mean? I just have to polish my shit up. And,
also, I definitely can see why that would be a little bit more difficult for you, because I have so many that like I always do after each other. Like there's quite a few that I do always after that one. And I mean, unless one of them's not in the set or whatever, but if they're both in the set, they are after each other. So it's like,
right. I do have some of those too, but then I have some that like, if it is a shorter set, I won't do this one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I'm like still doing longer sets, but I am still always used to the 10 minutes because of the zone or whatever. Because that's always like a 10-minute spot or whatever.
Doing the hosting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you just get used to it.
Right. Yeah, just tightening up.
Nice.
I think is what I need to do. Stop
That's
being
funny.
fucking lazy.
I know. I mean, I'm not even lazy. I mean, I don't think you're necessarily lazy, but I'm not even lazy. But I've been feeling lazy recently because one, I haven't been writing anything new. I did write one joke that kind of, it's so stupid. I wrote it on the drive to Pittsburgh because I was listening to Taylor Swift, and what's it called? I don't care about burning it on here. It's fine. But it's like I feel like Taylor Swift is so so successful that people think she invented the word eras. I was talking to my friend about the Mesozoic era. She's like, "What album is that from? Fearless?" It's like, it's not even. It's just like it's dumb, but it actually did kind of work on my last night.
Easter egg. She has dinosaur eggs. That's dumb. I'm not writing much either, obviously.
But yeah, I mean, I just haven't been writing. But I mean, I guess I have been like tightening up a few jokes. Like we were talking about a couple weeks ago. I have some jokes that are just like I don't love where they're at. They just don't always work, and they're kind of like, you know what I mean. So I want to like see if I can fix them. And I think I got a couple of them like better. I think they're not quite there yet, but yeah, I've just been like just trying to like find out what's the one that farmer joke or whatever. I think I have almost done. It's just the first like joke within like the bit or whatever just doesn't really work. And I don't know if maybe I'm starting to think maybe people aren't getting it, or maybe it's not like clear enough. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
Speaking of one of those jokes that like was working like every time and it's hasn't been hitting.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Clue joke
really
hasn't really been hitting. And I don't know if I'm telling it differently or if I'm not like, if I'm losing confidence in it because it didn't hit once and now I'm like second guessing it. But it just hasn't been hitting. So I got to maybe just tweak the wording maybe. But I was super proud. One of my most recent jokes, I feel bad that we're always so vague, and
yeah, but it's hard. You don't want to like give away shit. I mean, I'm not giving away that fucking dumbass Taylor Swift joke, but
right. And honestly, it's mostly local comics who probably know the jokes that we're talking about anyway, because they've seen it 20 times at the Zone or whatever. But I was super proud of like one of the most recent jokes I have. It's a one-liner. It's short. It's 12 words.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's been hitting.
Nice.
I was kind of nervous to do it because it literally mentions domestic violence.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you know, it's kind of a divisive issue.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's a lot of people for it.
Yeah.
But some people are against it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was kind of nervous to do it. But that's been hitting. And so I was
been hitting its wife.
super happy with that. Super happy with that. It feels like I haven't been writing. But I when I'm looking at my set and I've been doing some newer stuff, I have been. It's just been, I get out so infrequently that doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, and I just haven't. I mean, I haven't. Besides that joke, I don't think I've written anything new in quite a few weeks or whatever.
Right.
But which always just like sucks.
Right.
Especially when you compare it to like a streak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you write a few things in a row, it's like, this is fucking awesome. I could do this. I'm going to have an hour, like a month. And then it's like nothing for a month. I'm like, fuck, dude.
I should explore more.
I really want to like start journaling. I just don't have any fucking time in the morning.
Right.
Because I feel like, I mean, we've
well,
talked about
you could use that time you waste exercising.
I don't exercise in the morning.
Being a good person.
I meditate.
Oh, I thought you do like the treadmill and all that.
No, not in the morning. I do that after work because I don't have like enough time to like. I don't have enough time in the morning to like. I like to like relax in the morning for a little bit because it's nice to like start your day like that.
Sure.
And I don't have time to do both, and then I also don't have time to get like a good longer workout in the morning because like I'm always getting up late or I'm out late, and it just doesn't. So it's just been working better after work when it does, because I've been skipping that because it sucks. And then I've not gotten on like a good workout schedule after work ever since like Christmas. Not like a solid one because of all the overtime I was doing. I wasn't fucking working out.
I haven't since like 1998. I don't know.
I don't feel so bad.
You're fine.
You're probably right. But I fucking like, because I was working around Christmas time. I was working till like dark. Actually, way past dark, because dark was like 5 or whatever. But I was working till like some nights was like 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. So I was like, I'm going to go home and fucking work out and then not eat dinner or what? Like,
right. I mean, we do have a physical job, so it's not like you're sitting in a cubicle for 12 hours.
For sure, yeah. So I'm not doing nothing, but thank God I would. But yeah, so it sucks. And then I still do overtime, like as much as, for the most part, as much as I can. So I'm not getting done. Like today I did like part of another round, didn't get done I didn't get home until like after 4. So then I had to eat and then get a shower and then like come here. So I'm like, it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
I probably did have enough time. I'm full of shit. I actually, when I'm thinking back, I'm like, I totally had enough time. If I wouldn't have dicked around, I would have had enough time to work out. But
Most of the jokes I've been writing have been these the headlines. That
Yeah,
we're
well,
doing,
yeah. I guess
which is
that.
a fun
Yeah.
exercise in writing.
I mean, half of the
at
ones
least
I write are
keeping-
dumb as fuck. So it's like, I don't know.
I wrote 2 dick jokes this week, so
It's good. It's true.
um,
One's a football joke.
right.
Yeah, you said you have like you're starting to have like a little football chunk of material.
Yeah, I think
except
between-
none of it's about football.
Right, between Justin Tucker and fucking Bill Belichick. I don't know if I would actually do those on stage, but I don't know, maybe.
The Bill Belichick one definitely will work right now.
Right.
Yeah, that
'Cause
one's-
I already had that Michael Vick joke. I've been
that's
pulling that one out recently, and that's been hitting.
Yeah,
Still, so
yeah.
anyway.
Has been leaving them out in the out the backyard, chained to.
Still has bite to it.
There we go.
God damn,
That's what I was
I'm a
looking.
fucking
That's what I was looking for.
I'm a hack. Ugh, Gene Hackman over here. Anyway, I did want to bring up. We have a little bit of time. Do you have anything else? Do you have any
No.
shows coming up?
Oh, the 31st of May, I'm on the inaugural Brouhaha show
Right. Hell yeah.
with Glessner and Karen Kay.
Awesome.
So yeah,
I would come and support, but I have another show with Earl that
oh,
night.
yeah. Nice.
It's at the Harrisburg Country Club.
Oh, okay.
Some country club to me just seems like old white people in like sweaters tied around their.
Yeah. Why
You
you
know what I
say
mean?
like?
Like-
Why do you say to you? It's what country clubs
Well,
are.
yeah, I mean, I just hear country club and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that's correct. It's like
Well,
I hear
and
sun. I hear sun, and I think hot.
Whose son do you think is hot?
Bill Belichick? Does he have kids? I couldn't think if he has kids or not.
Well, he might soon. he just got engaged.
I guess the funnier thing would have been to say Tom Brady's kids, and so does he because he kisses them on the lips. But
Right. I don't even forgot what it was.
Sorry.
Oh, Harrisburg Comedy Club. Yeah,
country club.
I really shouldn't like profile and judge because it'll probably be fine.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like I have to not get into my head and lump it in with that other. That the other place kind of felt upscale, and I'm like, I don't belong here.
Yeah,
I belong in a dive bar. You know what I mean? But I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, what is that? A Manhattan? You're not gonna like this.
But yeah, that should be fun. It should be cool, and that's on the 31st as well. So,
Nice. Hell yeah.
So yeah,
yeah. I'm psyched. Looking forward to it.
I don't know if I'll be able to make it out, but on Sunday, POV is doing.
Yes.
a
Go to
showcase,
that.
right?
If you're in Lancaster or Millersville or York or anywhere near here, go to that. That's gonna be sick. It's a showcase with just like a bunch of dudes from POV or whatever, or that could do the open mic a lot.
Right.
And yeah, it's gonna be a sick show. Sean Light, shit. I almost said a shit show. It's gonna be a shit show. You don't want to miss it.
It's funny that you fumbled Sean.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you'd think of all fucking names I'd be able to say that.
well, he does
one.
spell it wrong. So.
Yeah, he does spell that's wrong. Sion. But no, Sean Light's hosting, and he actually hosted on. Yes, I keep thinking it was more days ago. Last night at POV.
Well, we're used to doing the recording this. on
True,
Wednesday
but
night,
you'd
so-
think I would remember that it was last night. It's only been less than 24 hours.
Right.
But yeah, he hosted last night. He did a good job. He hosted the mic. And I was telling him, like, it's like literally harder to host open mics than it is showcases because it's like
for sure.
you only have like X amount of people to bring up.
Right.
You know who's going up, and you don't have to like keep thinking about it or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna try to make it out. Like I said, I don't know if I can, but
Nice.
it's not like the show is hinging on me. I'd like to support.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm probably gonna be there, help running, and I might do the door or something.
I mean, Malik is right. Supporting your friends, like
yeah, he's the
that's
best at that. Yeah,
for sure. He came out to that random show in a EMS station in Bumfuck. So like that was super cool. So I'm like, I want to try to do that when I can.
Yeah.
It's just, but I have a hard time getting out for my own.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. Yeah.
But
By all means, I think people understand.
well, when we come back from, we're hitting New York next week.
Yes. So we have a surprise. We have a special episode for you guys tomorrow. Jesus Christ.
Next week.
Having a stroke next week. I guess we don't have to tease it or anything, but
Yeah, I think we already talked about
oh,
it.
did we talk about
I
it?
think last week. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and actually,
neither of us knows what the fuck is going on. Or what day it is.
I already forgot what we talked about in this episode. So, did you hear about Norm? Norm's dating. Norm's engaged to a 24-year-old. Just mixing up the stories.
And then she cut his dick off and served it in a stew.
Shit on the front porch. He's working for Amazon. Apparently, the Cheers money ran out.
I forgot what we were just
What were
talking
you
about
gonna?
a minute
Yeah,
ago.
you were supposed to bring something up before we left. I think. I
Oh, yeah,
totally
yeah.
forget.
Oh no, what I was going to say, New York. We're going Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
But that Thursday, the wife and kid are going to Seattle.
Oh hell yeah.
Her sister had a kid.
That's sick. Yeah, she asked me if I wanted anything from Seattle. I'm like, I don't think so. She's like, you don't want any Chris Cornell stuff? I'm like, I don't even know what stuff.
Maybe there is there's this pop culture museum, and I'm pretty sure there was a
shit.
Chris Cornell statue. Maybe she could steal the head like Jim Morrison.
Oh, you got to do that, Kate. That would be sick. I want that fucking head.
Right. If she does, we'll delete this part of the episode.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll go back.
delete the evidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're coming back. They're going to Seattle. So for a week. So I think I might try to get out to some of these other mics. I want to try to get down to Baltimore. Maybe I want to hit
But
the
yeah, God, what are you going to do? Sit by yourself?
What do you mean?
just wallow here in silence?
right. But yeah, I'll actually be able to get out. Because the wife obviously won't be working, so and she'll have the kids. So maybe on the Monday I might try to get out to Church of Satire.
Nice.
Maybe the Tuesday I might try to hit Wits End
Nice.
down at Magoobies. See what else is going on down in Baltimore. I want to.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for years. I want to try to get down
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And I'm seeing Malik and Jesse James Martin, like that crew has been going out to
Yeah.
Baltimore a lot, and I want to get down to the Auto Bar because I've played there a ton.
Oh, that's right. Is there a mic there?
There's I've been seeing shows there.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if they do a mic. They have the main stage downstairs where the bigger area where they do music, and then upstairs there's a bar. And I've been seeing that they've been doing shows.
Hell yeah.
I think Casey did one.
I've heard of the
I
Auto
think
Bar
Dom did one
from back in the day.
right.
I always remember hearing people talk about going down there for shows.
Yeah. I played there a million times in 3 or 4 different bands. So like, I want to go down there and do
that'd be sick.
comedy. You know what I mean? Just to kind of come around and I don't know, not feel like such a loser for not doing music anymore. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna try and get out that week.
Fuck yeah.
And have a risky business weekend where I just fucking go crazy.
Yeah, you're old. It's gonna be a weekend at Bernie's.
Fair enough.
I don't even know what that means. That barely made sense. I was just thinking of.
It kind of did. But you don't remember? Well, I just asked.
I probably never even saw that movie.
Weekend at Bernie's. Really?
Probably not.
Shit.
I don't remember it. That doesn't mean I didn't see it, but
It's wild the stuff that you have or haven't seen. I
It
mean
is-
that
it-
is older movie. That movie is about as old as you are, if not older.
I guess yeah. I wouldn't even know how old it is. Yeah, I'm very inconsistent with what I've seen and not seen.
Crazy fact about Weekend at Bernie's. I almost want to look up the year, but I actually saw it in theaters. My
Jeez.
mom and her best friend. Like my mom had 2 kids, me and my brother, and then she had
Nice.
2 boys, and we were all close in age. And one day they dropped us off at the movie theater to go do whatever
Yeah.
they wanted to do. And we saw Weekend at Bernie's in theaters. And
89.
89. That makes sense because during the like previews, there was a commercial for this new show called The Simpsons. And we were like, what is this? It was
Oh, that's cool.
it was animated. It was Homer was strangling Bart, and we were
Oh
like,
yeah.
everyone was dying
Oh, that's
laughing.
right. He
'cause it
would
was
do that
so-
all the time. I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah, it morphed after that, but that like the really like crude drawings
Yes.
and like the audio was kind of weird. Like the voices weren't quite there. Like Homer sounded a little different. But yeah, it's just wild. I remember seeing the commercial for The Simpsons.
That's
That's
pretty
now
sick.
on its like 87th season.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we're talking about mid
yeah,
conversation.
But you remember,
But I remember seeing a commercial for a show in 1989.
you just have no. You just have no what's it called? Oh fuck, Jesus Christ. Short-term memory. You've long-term memory. I'm retarded.
Your short-term memory just went out mid-sentence. Okay, very quickly. I sometimes towards the end of the podcast, like I'll kind of bring something up to kind of like pontificate, philosophize, if you will. I'm not ranting about anything. But shout out again, Zach Jack and the Raised by Television podcast. He had the episode that dropped this week was with Jesse James Martin.
Oh, word! Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
It's I started it today. I'm going to finish it tomorrow. And it's a great episode so far. And I'm not going to talk about what they're talking about, but it's adjacent to like the Old West.
Okay.
And like, so I just started thinking randomly back to like history in like just public school. Like obviously you can go into classes, and in college I'm sure they go into more depth and stuff like that, but trying to remember, it was like it felt like Columbus showed up 1492 and then there was the Civil War in the 1860s. And then like I don't remember at all being taught like really anything in between. Like the colonialization, like, and this is weird. Follow me. This is a weird long train of thought, but I was like, how did we get from like that to like the Wild West? Like, how did the like Southern accent develop? Because people were coming over from like Italy and France at first, and then England.
That's why like Cajun and like that shit sounds like French or whatever. It's like French Southern,
but it's like, how does like the Alabama accent like just happen with people coming from England, France, Italy, and so
that's true. That is curious. There's probably somebody who does have the answers.
Sure.
But yeah, that is curious.
I did realize why they probably just glaze over that like in between period. It was like, oh, that was all the slavery and genocide.
Yeah, but also there probably wasn't like the best record keeping of like all the shit that like, because I do remember what Lewis and Clark was in there, I remember learning about Lewis and Clark a lot. Like pre 1700s.
Wasn't I have no clue.
I actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe no, because when 1492 there was no America, obviously. So,
there was. It was just wasn't us.
Yeah. There was no.
There were plenty of people here already.
Yeah, there was no
living their best life.
Yeah. There's no pilgrims.
Right.
But then I'm trying to think. Yeah, Lewis and Clark were for sure. Because didn't they have like a Native American that went with them that was like helping them?
I have no idea.
Yes, I remember learning.
Actually, they talked about this a little bit. Zach and Jesse a little bit, and Zach was alluding that like they were like shitty people.
Yes, no, they were. Yeah,
and
that's what you didn't. That's what no one learned in school.
Right.
Now they probably do now, and like maybe by high school you learn some shit. But yeah, no, they they did like fucked up stuff. They were like really fucked up. Mm-hmm. But I do remember learning about Lewis and Clark, and I remember them just like. I'm remembering a song, like Lewis and Clark, Clark and Lewis, like a song.
It's like an 80s sitcom, like fucking
probably
bosom buddies.
Yeah.
Like
that's all I remember. It's like in my head for some reason. I haven't heard the song since fucking probably elementary school or something. But yeah, I do remember learning about Lewis and Clark. And then I love when people were like, I guess the first couple times you'll learn about how horrible somebody was that you didn't know about.
Right.
But it's like after like a couple, it's like, no, yeah, I guess everybody was just horrible. And when I remember like learning that I go, yeah, Lewis and Clark, they were fucked up. They did like crazy. And I'm like, oh, that tracks. Yeah.
Right.
Of course they did. What else would happen? You know what I mean? What else new? What other new information would we stumble across? They're horrible. Got it. But yeah, they were, I forget, they did like some fucked up stuff. But yeah, they basically like, and I can't remember the details. I think they like for some reason for someone, they were like gonna go explore. Mm-hmm. Like they were exploring for maybe the United States government, or maybe it was before America and they were doing it for England. Either way, I think it was for England actually, but we should stop talking about it before.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure somebody knows, and they're like, "Shut the fuck!" like screaming.
Yeah, I don't. I don't really
the-
give a fuck about Lewis and Clark. I was more trying to go for like how does like the Alabama accent
Yeah,
like,
that's interesting.
exist? Like where does that come from? Like how do people start talking like that, dressing like that, like the Old West?
So I
and
guess
that
it's
kind of
like
thing?
left to their own devices. So maybe it's just like a small niche, like because I mean, when you so if you can kind of notice it with certain like groups of comics, or like Philly or something like that, or Friends. Like, do you ever have like do you ever talk to like one of your friends and they remind you of another of your friend?
Yeah,
So it's like that on a larger scale, but it's like a village. And then that village is like, there's like other villages and just gets bigger and bigger. So it's probably like just over a long ass period of time of people getting along with these people, and they just start talking.
I just like everything, the culture, like the accent, like the dress.
I mean, it
like
just
how does
takes-
the cowboy, like how does I'm just
just takes
I
200
would-
years.
I would love to see, you know, that like Evolution of Man,
Yeah,
where it like
yeah.
starts with like a monkey and then it gets bigger and taller, starts looking upright,
Looks
and, like,
upright, then goes back down.
I think James Hetfield had a guitar where the fret inlays were the de-evolution of Man, where it started. Then, but anyway,
That's sick.
haven't had a Metallica reference in a while. There's
Yeah, there we go.
We got
Wow,
one in
yeah,
there.
it's been
in a discussion about 1600s USA.
well,
but
the Old West, that tracks.
right. But I would love to see that, like, from like pilgrims, like settlers, like the colonies, like how do you get to cowboy
Yeah.
from? I don't know. This is a
Well,
stupid thought, but I mean,
it's probably a lot of functions of living in the South. So like the hats or whatever, that's
Right,
because of
right,
sun. So you're, and then dusters and shit. That's because you're riding a horse.
Right.
You need that clothing. So you need like there's different like
I
Western
guess it's
wear.
just-
Western wear hasn't changed much. Like if people were actually like living,
Mm-hmm.
there's probably cowboys still in fucking Texas or like
Mm-hmm.
Montana and shit that still wear. Yeah, I mean I haven't really watched too much of the show Yellowstone, but I bet they still wear shit like that.
right.
So I guess it's just like the lifestyle,
Right.
and just because it was all their lifestyles, you know.
I was, and maybe this is. I mean,
No, that's
I'm
interesting.
dumb, but I was just like, I feel like we didn't really like learn much about anything that went on there.
I don't think that's a common thing to learn. That's
Right.
probably shit that they wouldn't even like consider teaching. It's like, come on, we're getting the weeds there. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like definitely some.
But I think it is a funny coincidence that during that time it was like heavy slavery, like
Yeah.
and genocide, completely wiping out the people that were here.
Mm-hmm.
Like other cultures, like especially like Far Eastern ones, like Japanese, Chinese, like those like cultures are like centuries, thousands of years old.
Yeah.
And like we kind of talk like with this like American pride.
Yeah.
It's like we're toddlers.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
have very little history.
Mhm.
Like it's funny when people are like history buffs with the fucking Confederate flag on their
Yeah.
truck, but like our history is so new,
Mm-hmm.
but we have a few hundred years where like we don't really talk about because,
Yeah.
because it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily paint us in the
Uh-huh.
best light. I don't know why I'm even bringing all this up, but I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting though with like the specific, because some of it makes sense, like the Cajun and like the New Orleans and shit. Because I guess it kind of resembles like French or whatever.
Sure.
So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then like some of it is kind of like crazy. I'm trying to think like what the fuck?
How do you start talking with the Southern draw? Like where did that come? Like what language did that come from? What group of people?
Well,
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
I just don't know how you get there.
I guess it's just
If
like
you're speaking the King's English,
well, I will
and then
say
you come
there
over
was
and, like-
there was this clip that it was on the Brilliant Idiots that Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne were talking about like they're talking about how like what's it called, Southern drawl is like Asian accent slowed down. Like just the way it sounds. Like if you like speed up Southern drawl, it just sounds like forms of broken English. So it could just be like of that. That's just what the English language sounds like when you go up north to fucking Boston, and that's what it fucking sounds like. And then you go down south, and it's what if it's closer to the equator? You start talking Southern. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that is interesting though. And then like I guess the reason why like California doesn't have, because I remember Rogan had a bit about that, about how like I think he's making fun of how he used to talk like a Boston accent, and he's like, "What are you gonna make fun of like my Californian accent? What succinct language? Like just speaking properly? Like because I guess just people went like straight to California, but the people that didn't make it there broke off and like I don't know. That is interesting though. I wonder if there is like study of specific dialects,
right
in America.
And I have no idea why I think of this dumb shit, but
no, that's kind of interesting.
I think within I bit my tongue within this conversation. I think I might have stumbled across a bit, but A, I want to hold on to it, and B, I should probably get your consent before saying it on the podcast, because you're on this podcast too. Not trying to fuck both of us.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
I'll get in trouble on my own. I don't know.
I'll work out a bit first, and then doing the monologue next week.
I'll tell you after, but I think there's something there, and I'm hoping no one did it already.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. I guess we could probably about hit it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we already.
Did we say what next week's episode is? Actually,
I think we did last week.
Yeah. So we watch our very first open mics.
Indeed.
So tune in for that next week.
This is almost as scary as going video.
This is worse, way worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we talk about it during, so I'm not going to start talking about it now, but it was interesting. Yeah. I think we did talk about it last week, because I was saying like,
that's what I remember now.
It felt cringy, but not as cringy.
No, it wasn't that
bad.
No, it's very much a first open mic set.
But hopefully you see some progression. I tend to progress and then regress and go back and forth, but it happens.
The de-evolution of Damien.
But
Mike out of the stand, Mike back into the stand, Mike out of the stand, pacing.
That's funny.
Me playing with a cord like a fucking cowboy.
One of the first or second time at the Zone, and everyone was telling you to like.
Oh yeah.
The mic position.
Yeah. I think that's when I met Karen K.
Right. I
think she yelled at it. Like, I think she literally said microphone or whatever. Yeah. I forgot about that. That's funny.
Right. So yeah, hopefully see some progression, but you can at least see where we started. Mm-hmm. Almost 3 years ago to the day. It was May 23rd, 2022, as the world began to open up.
Yes.
So so did we. On that note,
so did you. I'm a top sloppy top. What did you say earlier?
Yeah, I still got lube on my belt. Power bottom steering.
There we go. Yeah,
there we go. You got anything else?
No.
Let's get the fuck out of here. See you next Thursday.
Take it easy.